Hello there and welcome back. Today we talk about something that every owner of the Godfather was waiting for. The new firmware with presets. So, pardon me for this intro, I just wanted to again dig into the beautiful sound that this little box produces. The firmware is coming out soon. I had the chance to play for the past few days. It start adding a lot of stuff. They will start adding a lot of stuff little by little, but the main things, of course, right now is the preset. So it will open a lot of possibility that this machine didn't have before. And there's space, for what I understood, of a lot of improvements, because the machine is based on a very powerful digital platform, and the producer of the platform, the chip, I don't really understood really well, but had to free the memory and let all the developers to use them. Finally, it happened. It took a while, but finally we have it. And this first firmware 1.5 will have the preset and then the possibility to use the LFO on the filters. That was another feature that a lot of users asked. So first, let me say that I think this machine is meant to be used live, and I was perfectly fine without any preset, because you have all the knobs and all the control in front of you. But definitely, if you want to create something and change during, for example, a performance, and go from a dubby kind of vibe to an ambient kind of vibe, with preset is gonna be super easy. I prepared a couple of them, more than a couple actually, and we will listen how these will change everything. Before going on, as usual, the few ways you can and you should support this beautiful channel. So first, hit the like button and subscribe. Then buy from the affiliate link down below. If you're interested in the Godfather, please use the link down below. And then become a Patreon. On Patreon, I do one-on-one. There's hundreds at this point of exclusive video, and I always reply to your question. Let's see what happened. Right now, when you update the Godfather, you will have to do a two-step process. At the end of the video, I will put the entire procedure that you have to do. So it's easy and you can see live. The things that happen, now you press menu and you will have all of your basic stuff plus preset. When you press that, you have save and recall. It's a smart way to make it work. If you go counterclockwise, you will go in the save. So you can save in 10 different presets. If you go clockwise, you can recall, load a preset. And even here you have 10 different presets plus the panel. When you load the panel, basically you will have what you see is what you get, sound. So for example, let's load the first of the preset and let's play something. This was the sound that we were playing with at the beginning. It's something that is very Oora sound. It's my kind of vibe. As usual, I'm using the Perfourmer because I think it's the best companion for the Godfather, 4 voices, 4 channel. And with just these 2 tools sequenced by the Oxi, I managed to basically have everything I need, because I'm using everything: compressor, panning, and reverb, etc. So with just these 2, with this setup, I can do a performance. But let's say I want something different. Let's now go and load another preset. Let's do preset 2. Let's listen. So right now, still thing, but I changed the division and I changed the panning of the delay. So we have a different vibe. So now the channel 1 has a longer delay time, and I use the offset by 2, so basically it does a ping pong style. But let's load another one. So there's still this change that create the artifacts. I think that's something we can discuss if remove it or not, because we did it already in a previous firmware, but it could be cool to have somebody do full performance using the tape kind of vibe. And this is another more delayed thing with more distortion, more crunchiness. Here also I am using the LFO with the reverb amount and reverb filter that create these sort of variation. So for example, it could be useful to create some kind of preset when you start a track that are sort of template. I, for example, most of the time like to start with dotted 8. So let's listen to another preset and then we could create one and see how you save one. I think I have another one that this I made another track. For example, I love to use the Godfather with very, very long delay time. As you can see here now, it's like 1 dotted, so means like almost a bar. So if I load another, I made a sort of generative patch on the Oxi with very few notes that repeat randomly. And I would put the tempo very slow, like 50. And then I would play. And now I have a generative patch here, and the Godfather do very, very slow delay. Still filtering, I like to have the LFO filtering the reverb. And in this case, it's something that before would have been a problem to do, because you would have had to go in all the time, press each one, change the delay time, so not something you can do live, but now you can. For example, I could have do the previous track, then let it fade out, and then load something like this, experimental, call it whatever you want, and have something like that. If I turn it off, see how it really is not cool. And now it's interesting. So, of course, this is one case scenarios, like you have different moment of your live setup, live performance, and you need to go to something that is a basic delay kind of vibe. Why this thing is cooking too much? And you want to go in a more ambient, more experimental way, well, just with a press of a button. There's another case scenario that I found it very useful. For example, say you want to use the in as a stereo in, you can set up something. So, for example, I have my preset 4, and I set up, let's turn on the trusty OP1, that it goes as a stereo in. So I set up channel 1 and channel 2 the same way and pan hard left, hard right, like this, as you can see. And then I also pan these two. And now I can use it as a stereo processor. This could be cool because then you can decide to change and make the two channel in different way. you can have another stereo in here. So even in this case, you can have a template, call it whatever, a preset, in which you can use the Godfather as a 2 stereo processor, summed then in a stereo out. I think that is pretty good. This is nothing, no effects in the OP1, but it's just it's very beautiful sounding. Simple idea, but that's what I find it interesting to have preset. Let's go back with our basic thing, and let's save a preset very quickly. So, for example, we go to panel, so whatever we have here, it's what we get. And let's play again. Let's load. Of course, I don't recommend to use the Oxi vertical. It's kind of silly, but you know. Let's go back at 100 BPM. Let's sync. So what I would like to do usually when I start a new patch, I set everything something flat, no reverb, no delay. And I start from that. I always like to do one channel one channel at a time. And my workflow with the Godfather is setting the in. I like always to be a little conservative and not go very hot in it. Something like that. And then I start messing with the pan, with the compressor. I always like to add compressor to all of the track. Something very simple. And I also like to sidechain everything generally to track 1. And then I start to create the delay. And one good start for me is always the dotted 8. So for me, a good template for start, which I could save in preset 10, it's all have everything in dotted 8. So let's do all of them. And add some feedback to everything. And then add some simple reverb. So this would be a great start for any track, and I would not go too much ahead. I usually also go in the gain and tune down to -10, because this is modular level sometimes. And I like to go or in other modular, but if I go straight in my DAW, I always keep it lower volume. It works better, at least for me. Simple. You can also add some LFO. Did we see? We didn't see how it works. You press the button here and then the rate. And now you have filter, low pass, and high pass. So that's nice. And then to add the amount, you just press this and rotate this without pulling. And now you have See how now I have. Now you have the possibility to filter stuff. But we didn't want to create something hardcore like that, so let's remove it. And let's save our preset. Menu, preset, save. So I would save like a preset, a template, like 10. So now I save. Now I can mess everything. Let's mess everything. Whatever, and then you go menu, preset, recall preset 10, and now you are back to the old dotted 8. This is also good strategy for performance. You mess everything, and then you go back. Super simple, works pretty well. So, that's about it. I don't wanna make a super long video, there's no needs. Sounds beautiful. I always do the trick like on and off. So yeah, that's about it. I think the Godfather is still an amazing tool for live performances, and also I love stuff that are based on 4-voice idea. I work a lot with 4 voices, so still recommend it. And I'm in touch with the developer of this tool, and I know that a lot of cool things will come step by step. They're programming a lot of cool, interesting new upgrades. So, yeah, good. And I hope this was interesting. If you're interested in the Godfather, please hit the link down below and buy it from that. It would be a great way to support my channel. Well, I'll see you next week. Ciao. Okay, so as promised, let's do the procedure of upgrading the firmware together. So I connected the Godfather using USB cable. I using Chrome and went to the website for the update. Then I will press menu, go here in software update, press, and now I will do connect. I will look for DFU in FS mode here, and I will do connect. Now there's this notification here saying that before to install the new firmware, it is necessary to first upload the loader. So you would do OK, and you would do this. I think it's done already. So let's connect. DFU, connect. Here it is. Now we load the bootloader. It's happening. Once that done, says it's done. Now this restart. We will do connect again. At this point, we will look for Daisy bootloader. We connect and we program. And now we will have our brand new firmware. Boom. And now I will try it, because I know this video came at the end of the video, but now I have to test all the new feature and I'm very excited. So I'll see you in the past. Ciao.